How you guys doing today? I want to say welcome back to my YouTube channel, Empower People Today. I appreciate all the love and support that I received last week on my first video. It meant everything to me, and it was just a good start to what I'm trying to do. Before we get into things, I know you see someone to the left of me. It's my beautiful mother, and today she'll be my speaker of the day. And there's no better way to start with the person that brought you into this world. So I felt like I had to bring my mother in on the first topic and first week, and for my first video, like my first real video. So with that being said, I'll let her introduce herself, but I just want to say again, the topic of the week this week is selflessness, and how just individuals need to be selfless and be willing to give before they receive. But yeah, here we go.
Hi, my name is Brenda Payton Miles, and I'm glad to be here with my son.
So she's Brenda Payton, Emmanuel Payton. And before we start, before I ask any questions and stuff like that, this is it. Like, no scripts, no like, this is it with no edits. This is we're just flowing with it. So there might be emotions, there might be we both might mess up with words, but just bear with us and just kind of hear what we have to say. So before we get started into anything, I just want to say, I tell you all the time that I'm very appreciative of everything you do for me and my brothers, but I haven't told you in a while. I was away for a while, and when you're by yourself and you're away, you think about the things that really mean something to you. And I just want to say that I appreciate everything you did for me and my brothers, and that you mean the world to me, and I'll do anything for you. So before we get started, I just want to tell my mom that, and everyone should be able to tell their mom that if their mom is here, because your mother's everything, and there's no love like your mother's love. So something you just told me today, so it means a lot to me, and my mom means a lot to me. We're like best friends. So I just want to tell you that. And then I want to tell you that you've been so selfless your whole life. I'll let you explain kind of what you've been through, but from what I've seen in my years of being on this earth, you just gave me everything. I never went without having a father. I always felt like I had everything. Now I do have like a father figure in my life, which is my stepdad, and I'm very appreciative of him. But for a while, it was just me and you. Well, me, you, and my brothers. And and well, me, I'm the golden child. So I swear it was just me and her. You know what I mean? But no, for a while it was just us. And you just did everything possible. Worked as many jobs you need to work to get me everything I needed. And my brothers went without, but I never go without. I ain't never go without. So I'm thankful for that, and I'm really appreciate it. And everything will come full circle for sure.
All right.
So I'll let you talk about kind of your upbringing and kind of everything. You can just speak on who you are and what kind of molded you into the person you are and why you are so selfless.
Because my father was selfless, and my mother. My father gave to everybody, even when I would tell him not to. He was a big giver. And he taught me, the person I am is he taught me work. He taught me and my siblings, and get one job, get two jobs, get three jobs, do whatever you have to do to take care of your children. I mean, he could have gave us anything, but he instilled in us to work. He wanted us to have job and support our family. And I'm not going to lie, I was spoiled. He would give me anything, but I didn't want to take anything because I wanted him to be proud of who I became, and that I was a worker, and I could take care of my children.
Okay. And we'll just, piggyback off that. So I'm going to ask you a question. And well, first I'm going to speak about that because, if you know me, I work. That's what I love. Like, I love working. Like, whether it's competing with someone working, whether it's I just love getting better. So, I think that's where it comes from. But with that being said, now, you know, you say, you know, you're just working, you're just working, and must at some point get tired. And what made you, like, you know, keep pushing through? And I know, like, you know, you brought me up in the church and you were able to find God. So you want to speak a little bit about what gave you that push? You know what I'm saying? Because I know what it is, but tell them.
Well, when I was younger and I had my children, I wanted my children to have and not feel like they were out on a parent, which I know a lot of other people do too. You feel guilty that you're the single parent and you want to make sure your children have everything. And I do want to say, don't give them everything. You know, I was told long time ago by somebody that was really close to me, do not give your child everything. They will grow up to be spoiled and entitled. My children was not, because I also made them work for everything they had. But that guilt of wanting them to have and not feel like they were in a single family household pushed me. And then when I became 20, 28, no, maybe younger than that, I became saved and started going to church, and I brought my children up in church. And I know at that age when everybody's still going out having fun, and I was bringing my kids to church, and people was like, oh, they don't have to go to church every week. But yes, they do. And I think instilling the church and them knowing the Bible and knowing right from wrong helped me parent my children. It did help me parent my children and them have know right from wrong, even though they're gonna do things that you're not gonna approve of. I stay prayerful and just know that God's gonna protect them.
Yeah, so I told you a little bit about how, like, I'm religious, and how I got brought up in the church, and I'm a believer and I'm saved, and that's a big part of who I am. My brothers, they the same thing, brought up in the church, religious, and they believe, but it's just a little bit different. And I think that's where, like, I relate to my mom more. And not more than my brothers. We all relate in different ways, but that's a way me and my mom relate. You know, she don't have to tell me to get up and go to church, and you know, you don't have to necessarily go to church. You know, church is with it in your heart. I'm a true believer of that too. You know, you got to be able to give praise to the Lord in church and outside the church. So regardless, you don't got to necessarily go to church, but we're just speaking on that right now. So I think that's why I relate more to my mom in the sense of, you know, she don't gotta tell me, hey, like, get on your knees and pray every night. That's just giving. And you know, it's just I bring that in, not to talk about it too much, but I just bring it in because, you know, whether, you know, you're going through your life trials and tribulations, whether life hitting you hard right now, or whether, you know, everything's good. Just don't forget about, you know, if you are a believer, don't forget about, you know, the man above and how he put you in the situations you're in right now, and just, you know, always give your prayers and your praise to the Lord. But I want to also talk about being a single mom. All right, you know, we hear that a lot. We hear that all the time, and there's a whole bunch of single moms probably watching, or will be in the future. I don't know, but being a single mom, there's something different about you guys. Like me and my close friend Nino, we talk about it all the time because his mom was she was single for a while too, and it's just something different. You guys' demeanor, the way you guys come off, is just different, and I think it's a little bit of like, I'm not putting up with nothing, so you better get your act, like, you know, you better get your act right, but you know, there's a certain love also, you know, and like I told you before, I never felt like I didn't have a father in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom played the huge role, like a huge father figure role and a mother role in my life. I could tell her anything still to this day. Some people would say too much, but you know, I just never felt without, and I just want you to speak on that a little bit, for the single parents that are out there, like, what is that about you guys? Why are you guys so tough and strong and have that backbone and you can support? We feel like, well, at least kids feel like you guys don't got no worries, no problems.
Because you are the children, and we don't. I speak on me. I do not like putting my problems on my children. They have enough to deal with. I am the parent, so I will deal with the problems. I mean, now that they're getting older and they understand more, I don't really have to. They can see for themselves, but when they're younger, I made sure they stayed in the children's place and not. And I think that's some of the problems. Some nowadays is a lot of children are in too many grown folks' conversation in their business. And I always tried to keep them out of the business. They knew to step away from grown folks' conversation. And I also think it's raising three boys. I had to be strict. And that's also how I was raised. If my father said you was not going out, you was not going out. There was no change in his mind. If you're grounded, you're grounded. If you didn't do something in the house, yes. So you have to also, I've tried really hard as they were growing up to follow through with whatever I said. So if I tell my children they were punished, they were punished. Even though I wanted them out of my face and I wanted them gone, they were punished. I stuck with that. I had a schedule and I stuck with that as they were growing up. Anybody could tell you, anybody in Fitchburg could tell you, my house shut down by 8 o'clock. Shut down. Okay, that was my time. And that's why this one right here still likes his naps. Still, they like their bedtime. And so I think it's staying with your schedule, staying, having some type of structure. And I, like I said, I try to stay with it every day. And I know it's hard, but I try to stay with it.
Well said. So now that you say that, okay, so we'll go on the other side of it. Single parent, having three boys, and just giving those three boys your all, like, day in and day out. Kind of you can kind of shelter them as well. You can kind of put your wings around them and not let too many people in. And for a while it was like that where you didn't trust me going around people. You didn't trust men around me. It was just like this is the things and this is how it's going and nothing else. It's more strict routine like you said. Now with me leaving the country this year because I did play professional basketball in Ireland. How did that affect you?
I didn't want to see you go.
Yeah.
But I knew that it was time for you to go. And that did affect me. And I wasn't sticking my wings around you. But again, as a parent of three men, I had to make sure where they're going. I did not want my children just walking around doing nothing. Like, where are you going? There's no reason why you should be walking around all over the place. And so I don't think I was strict in that way that I have to... I don't think I was strict.
She was a bit strict. But no. No, I was just, asking that question. So let's dive a little deeper. For me, I don't really have a relationship with my father. And you had a great relationship with your father, and honestly, I did too. What do you think, I guess, it's kind of a question I don't know if you can answer, but what do you think he would have, knowing him, because I don't really know him too well, what do you think, knowing him, what would he be proud about from me?
Just the man you became, like just your accomplishments, just how nice you are, how much manners you have, which he does. He is proud of that piece. I mean, he's not me, and he has a hard time showing his emotions, but he's very proud of you. So. That's yeah.
All right. Trying to think of some good questions for you guys. Um, okay, let's touch up on you were a foster mom. So this just shows another value of her selflessness, and how you were always willing to help people, and talk a little bit about that. Like, how did you get into that, and how did somebody like how did that affect you? Like, you're still a single parent at the time, and you still had to raise three boys plus foster kids that you took along, that it became to be still are your sons as well. So like, how did that affect you as well?
Well, I don't think it affected me. It helped me, because not to seeing how different people live and don't have, and me not being raised by my biological mother, it helped me to know that children get affected, and they need that person to take care of them and show them the love. And so that's how I started getting into it, because I don't think a lot of people understand that, a lot of people say, get over things, but it takes years. It takes years for people to get over things. And they just needed that love. They needed somebody to take care of them and show them love.
And to speak on that, I still have foster brothers that I call my brothers, and I don't even gotta say their names; they know. But that it don't that didn't matter to me. I didn't even know what that was till I got older. But some kids out there are with foster parents or whatever the case may be. But just know, like, there's people out here that really love you, and regardless if they're not your mom, they're still your mom. So just keep that in mind. We're gonna close up soon, but I just want to give you the floor and have you ask me a few questions, whatever questions, don't matter. But yeah.
I really don't have questions for you, because I know you so well, because you tell me everything. Everything. I just want to say I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the young man you turned into be.
Appreciate that.
I really am. I'm really proud of you. Like, I'm trying not to get emotional on this thing today, because I really didn't know what questions he was going to ask me. And he touched on some things that he never asked me. So, but I'm happy that he had me come on and talk with him, and that we're open enough to share it with you guys. And I really am. I'm proud of him, and I'm proud of all my sons. They just turned out to be wonderful young men. And
shout out to my brothers, man. DeAndre Jakar, you know what up.
And yeah, I'm just happy that he's sharing with people. And I really am. I'm an emotional person. I do not like talking. So when he did tell me I was going to be on this, I was like, oh no. And that's where we had to move into a different room. You see the counter.
You crazy. Nah.
But yeah, I hope I could have helped. I hope I helped somebody. But yeah, those are.
I got one more question. What does selflessness mean to you?
Just it's really just giving of yourself without expecting anything back. Like, to me, like I feel like if I'm going to do something and I'm not expecting a reward for it, or something back for it, or you know what I mean, it's not that when I do something, it's not that I have to get praise, or I have to be noticed, or any of that. Is because I'm doing it because that's what I want to do, and I want to give. And part of being selfless is not expecting something back, and I don't expect something back. Anything I do for anybody is because it's from my heart and I want to do.
Yeah, and I'll just piggyback off that. It's just that's what I'm kind of doing with this YouTube channel, and selflessness is the first topic of the week, is because empowering people is just strictly about being selfless and just giving everything. You know, being able to impact somebody without trying to get impacted back, or being able to give somebody some tools that you learn throughout life, and without expecting them to give you some tools, or giving somebody a hand without expecting a reward, or being glorified for it. And that's just what I want to do this YouTube channel about. A lot of you guys know me, again, like I said, for basketball, and I'm just more than a basketball player. And you hear the phrase more than an athlete, but it's so true. It's so true, especially like nowadays, where it's so people stereotype athletes as just being you look at me down the street, oh, he's an athlete, athletic or whatever the case may be. He wears Jordans, but no, I'm more than that. And I got so much different avenues I'm trying to touch, whether it's real estate, opening up my own businesses, laundromats, playing professional basketball, just a whole bunch of things. Giving back to my church, the youth, my nonprofit organization, just a whole bunch of things. And that's what I'm just trying to touch, and I'm trying to show y'all that. But this on all my channels and not all my episodes will be about things that are so deep, but it's good to start off like this, before you get into all the fun, because people got to know the realization of life, and how everyone's going through things, and how people just need a helping hand. You know what I'm saying? Whether you just say hello to someone, it can affect somebody's day, and that's what I realized throughout life. And I'm just gonna continue to keep trying, whether this gets really popular or doesn't. This is just what I want to do, and I hope you guys see that. Before closing, I just want to say again, thank you, Mom. I appreciate you. I love you to death. And it was really good having you on. I know you hate speaking in front of people, and this is off the top questions getting fired at you, and you just having to respond. And she hates speaking, and she hates the camera. So therefore, I hope you guys thank her, and I hope she was able to give you guys some wisdom and words of encouragement. And again, the topic of this week was selflessness. And you see, I brought somebody on that I feel in my heart, and hopefully you guys understand why I feel that way. That's just tremendously unselfish, and she's just so selfless, and she just wants to give to everybody, whether it's kids or me or anybody. So, and again, she works with kids. Just throwing that out there. So she's a great person, and I just thank you for everything you've done for me.
Thank you. And I did not. It does take a village to raise your children, and I had wonderful people on my side to help raise my children. For
sure, definitely. That's a lot of support, men and women, but women definitely. My grandmothers, my aunties, my godmothers, and all the people still that's helping me. Shout out to y'all.
Great coaches.
Great coaches
that supported.
Coach Doug, Coach Hancock, Coach Scott, Bill Rayner, now everyone. I had great coaches, great male figures in my life.
Yes.
My stepdad, my other dads, I call dads, Brian, James, all of them. I don't gotta name them all, but you get the point. Even my real dad. So, with that being said, I just want to say thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope to see you guys soon. God bless. Stay safe. Huh?
I said, yeah, you're wonderful, Bishop.
Oh, my bishop too. Bishop Brian Robinson Jr. Thank you. And I'll see you guys soon. Love.